wider life. This is Beach Shredded Sports Science. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. It's that time of the year where the lifting platform resembles the really good roller coaster of Disney World. You've got to find another exercise to do.
Where are you doing that on his toes? Surely that's got to hurt. Well, I suppose it's not going to hurt, but...
Just find an empty bench and stick to the basics.
How much do you want to arch your back? That's not how you do
it. It was at that moment that the spotter was relieved this was not being filmed.
You barely arch your back, if anything. You arch your back maybe this much, but
looks like one of those things
not like
how you think. I reckon.
Like that. Like, no, that's not. You put your back nearly flat to the bench. I think that's hilarious, how she did that. That doesn't look real as well. It looks like AI or something. But it was real. Imagine if she got charged for that. She probably didn't. Because it's on camera.
New photos showing major weight loss. Here is Jonah Hill showing off his new look, which I call the Ellen DeGeneres. This is for a film more because the world still thinks Jonah Hill is funny, but regardless, it's good for his health. Well done to him.
Yeah, so how do I boost my stress level?
Take Roids and lie about it.
Man, it's crazy massive. I have an all-in-one capsule.
Everyone's favourite roided up natty test booster is flogging a new supplement called Flush right down the toilet. Too easy. Too easy.
Right down the toilet.
Eat pretty healthy, like beef, white rice, or you guys eating all the right things but still seem bloated.
Have you considered not eating horse-sized portions of rice and meat for that bloating issue? Stop buying supplements from fitness hustlers.
We're filming a lot. Oh yeah, we're not filming. We're taking pictures. That's the same. Wait for a second. Make sure you know.
We're on the video game.
We're not recording.
Taking pictures and not recording?
Yeah, no. Our pictures have sound. This is the new iPhone.
I understand, but we want to be here.
Or pictures.
Yeah, that's stuck on the wall.
How's someone going to fall for that?
It's just be aesthetic, bro. Plato or Socrates, I forget. Watching this stuff, I think it's legitimately acceptable to not go and shower after the gym now. The rules of this gym say no filming in the changing rooms, but when you have an aesthetic fwark bra in the flesh, being all humble, polite and considerate, just let him cringe max himself to a Gymshark sponsorship. POV, you want to film in the gym. Another guy stood at that spot right after him because it's a gym and people are allowed to stand in it. So the comments called him out. Gym isn't for filming. Another roid head thinking he owns the place. I hope more and more gyms start banning recording. And like any good fitness influencer, he responded with arrogance and ego.
He's got a big guy though. Got a big bag.
All hiding behind fake accounts. I'm not hiding behind a fake account. And to be clear, for a big man, you're acting pretty small. I mean, most bigger guys in the gym are kind and considerate people. This is not gym culture. This is done. Talking of which, it's that time where grown adults can't share toys in the gym. That dude legitimately built a moat around himself. Good luck, Vikings, trying to get around that thing. When you do RDLs on a deadlift platform.
I'm doing my thing. I'm doing anybody's way.
I'm gonna take a picture of you as the weirdest how many sets you got left ever.
I'm not giving you consent to do this, and I'm recording myself right now. No, you have no type of authority to be taking pictures of me without my consent. Sir, I'm not gonna be here arguing with you about how to live. I just say I'm not gonna be here and argue with you while I'm doing my live. You can do whatever you want. I'm young, I'm not gonna argue. I am not gonna argue. I know what I'm doing. Sir, I am not gonna argue.
Why are there no staff here? Maybe because they saw you were there and decided to take the longest lunch break ever? How is this poor dude just minding his own business lifting meant to know why there are no staff there?
I'm sorry, but I will not gonna argue. I'm gonna put my headset back on and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. Sir, I am not gonna argue. I'm gonna put my headset back on and I'm gonna keep doing my workout. Sir, if they come up to me personally and tell me, I will apologize to you myself in person. Until then, I'm just gonna put my headset back on and keep doing my thing. Can you tell me your name, please? No, I will not give you any type of information because I'm not sure.
I think a dude asking for your ID in the gym because he doesn't like the exercise you're doing is probably the weirdest thing I've ever heard. That young man handled the situation perfectly, polite but firm, and de-escalating the situation. Life lesson. If you give your ID to a guy like that, next thing you know he's going to turn up at your house at night in an out-of-service ice cream truck.
I'm lifting. I'm doing my thing. I'm not in anybody's way. You will not.
In this week's Do It First and Ask Questions Later, here is a bloke flexing in his pajamas showing that all publicity is definitely not good publicity. That brings me back to my teenage years. If you needed to study the craters on the moon, just look at my face, rate my roid before and afters. Sup nerds, been lifting for about 6 months now on gear, been getting crazy Myers.
How
Is
bad
that
that
what
is?
the
Is
cool
that
kids
bad
are
is?
calling that these
Spot on.
days? Some of these guys need a serious
That's what
reality
happens
check
when you
because
keep
this is about as far
too
from
much
health
gear.
and fitness as I can imagine. I know you want that hashtag Togi lifestyle, but when taking juice does that, like my driving test, you failed. What's that sign say?
This is full of
This guy
dots.
gets a super deep stretch on every rep. But this guy
I just got that.
hard
What's that
using
sign
his
say?
stand
Because
to
it's
make
full of
motion.
dots. It's
Who
full of
learned it
braille.
bigger and stronger? Well, a brand new study put this to the test. Researchers had participants train one side of their body with peak tension in the stretch and the other in the squeeze. After 10 weeks, they measured their gains using MRI scans. So, which strategy built more muscle? Well, for shoulder, there was no difference between groups. For glutes, no difference. But for chest,
Also no difference. Across all muscles tested, growth was essentially the same. Now, this is just one study, and some muscles might benefit more from the stretch based on other research. You probably don't want to cut out the lengthened position entirely, but as long as you're training hard with solid technique and focusing on progressive overload, it's not something you need to exaggerate or obsess over.
Of course, exploring science in relation to lifting is a great thing to do. It can help you to train more efficiently and effectively. But there is the other side of the coin, where the overcomplication
How's
of
everyone doing?
lifting can distract people from the basic scientific principles of muscle growth. And as a consequence, people can suffer from paralysis by analysis, where they're just overthinking things too much. These never-ending arguments online about how to train instead of just implementing the basics and getting on with it. When it comes to the stretch of a rep, again, it depends on the person and the exercise. For example, a greater range of motion can activate more motor units, which contain bundles of muscle fibers, which of course is good for hypertrophy. But alternatively, let's take a dumbbell chest fly, for example. Some people are vulnerable on that exercise with their shoulders, and so a really deep stretch may not be preferable for those people. That is a sort of nuance that we need to think about. Here is Mike analyzing Chris Harrier's teaching.
That's good. At minimum, you want to get as low as you can, pushing your chest out. This is great advice.
And it seems as though he's a fan of the deep stretch on exercises. I would state that the study Sean shows is preprint and not peer-reviewed, which is a weakness.
Also no difference. Across all muscles tested, growth was essentially the same. Now, this is just one study, and some muscles might benefit more from the stretch based on other research. You probably don't want to cut out the lengthened position entirely, but as long as you're training hard with solid technique and focusing on progressive overload, it's not something you need to exaggerate or obsess over.
However, the takeaway message that Sean gives here is important and can be forgotten. That the basics have and always will be effective. Consistency, hitting muscles from different angles, dynamic contractions, progressive overload, to name just a few. And what is not helpful at all is the tribal nature of the fitness industry, where this is right and this is wrong, without any nuance at all. When it comes to exercise selection and performance, it really does depend on many variables. Let me know your thoughts on this, what you make of the case study that Sean shows, and your views on the stretch and squeeze. This has been Shredded Sports Science. Lock your doors. See you soon. Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage whilst performing stand-up comedy. David Letterman joked, how many people would like to hit me? With an attached picture of Santa Claus for some reason. Allergy season's here. I mean, stay natural unless you got hay fever, in which case inject me into my eyeballs. As if this guy's supplements couldn't become any more of a joke. Dislikes incoming. I'm not the one selling it. I could have used a couple of scoops before the Esparza Namunas fight, to be honest. I sat through the whole thing like a good lad. Introducing another bicep curl swinging dry scoop alpha influencer. Selling you a testosterone boosting pre-workout. Is that where we are now? A natural test boosting pre-workout formula? How many times are you going to reinvent the wheel, fellas? Well, probably enough times to buy new wheels. Cha-ching. To be fair, if I was selling a natural test booster and a pre-workout, I'd want to hide also. So people have been asking about Alex Eubank and the Photoshop stuff. I honestly don't know who he is. There'll only ever be one Eubank.
Tickle my tongue.
Well, two.
This should be a continuation, one straight line.
And so he seems to have admitted it and said he shouldn't have done it, so there's that.
Well, I shouldn't have even done it and probably would have done just as good. Literally, it was just because I was overthinking it, and I definitely shouldn't have done it because there was no need to.
And I honestly just don't know anything about him. That's not meant to be disrespectful. There's just too many up-and-coming guys right now. But in any case, of course, photoshopping your pictures is not a good thing to do. Unless you have a head like me, in which case, is there anything you can do with that? A bit oblong, if anything. And so hopefully everyone's learned their lesson from this. So this week's TikTokers should have their phones confiscated, because some idiots taking morbidly obese people and seeing if they can hip thrust their weight. With Tammy's undefeated tagline. I get they're on TV, but your video's about as bad as your boy band flexing one. Role models, you guys wanted the attention. I think I'd prefer to watch the balloon method guys skits than yours.
For 20 minutes. Why are you curling the sweater? I've been 60s over here.
That's what we call point mate. A Brazilian soccer player was reportedly dropped from his team for continuous farting and laughing. Give him a break, he probably just watched Liver King on the Logan Paul podcast.
Is Liver King natty?
I mean, he's on so much gear that the microphone just got contact high. And so the Liver King has gone from insinuating that he's natural to now clearly overtly becoming one of the biggest fake natties of all time.
There's a lot of sub-primals that are convinced that Liver King is taking steroids.
Is Liver King natty?
Do you think if I was on steroids, I would have these appendages down here, these legs?
Skipping leg day doesn't make you natural, mate.
Have legs? Do you see how little my legs are?
Just ask Dan Blackzarian.
So this is what I say to people that make this accusation.
That they are correct in giving people transparent information so that people are not misled
If you don't believe this is possible,
about what is
possible,
as you term it.
then I suggest that you take that self-limiting belief, you put that in a fuck box, and you bury that next to all your embarrassing.
Even my Mickey Mouse underpants, I still use them sometimes.
And don't open your mouth about it. Let that live with you.
Let you live with the fact that you're now straight lying and tricking people. He's lying to his audience, he's lying to his fans, who don't seem to care. I'm tired of all the slander people have against you. Respectfully to those people who accept this from this person that they look up to. Behave yourselves, or what I now term
Hi, I'm Liver King.
keep calm and fake natty. The cult of the fake natty, one of those. Loved your new pod with Logan, keep it up Primal. Great listen on the pod. I love you, Liver King. I strive to be like you every day. 1.5 million followers on IG now, 2.5 million on TikTok. He's lying to people who trust and idolize you, the missing 10th tenet.
Here's the thing. When I was in college, I weighed 175 pounds and I was single-digit body fat. I started working out about 8 or 9 years old. I had already been working out for, 10 or 12 years. So now I'm 45. And I've gained less than 1 pound a year over 25 years.
And in other news, I've lost 77 follicles of hair per year over the last 25 years. Not bold. That is such a dumb argument he has. You have a genetic natural limit. You can't just do bro science maths of how many pounds since you started training and dilute that over time to try and sound scientifically based. Not so much evidence-based, more evidently a disgrace. It is this simple. If you have super physiological amounts of muscle, you're taking external tests to achieve that muscle growth. You need to star in a movie. Well, he's a social media actor, so that works. But there is a sprinkling of hope.
Our ancestors never took roids.
Exactly, and they make a huge difference to his ability to train, muscle size, strength, and aesthetics. That is a physiologically correct statement that I've just made. Trainable is king, even when leaving the trainer clock train with a couple of kettlebells and more chains than the UK property market right now. And so listen, he can eat however he wants. He can promote his tenets and all that. He can farmers walk around a city, drag a sled with his mouth, not a gimmick. Empty a commuter carriage with his how to make commutes even more uncomfortable workout. Topless bloke doing that would suffice. He can do what he wants, but when he straight up lies about being natural and misleading people as to what is naturally possible, it is not okay. And these people should be called out because, again, in my opinion, there is a stain on the fitness industry. And to put that into context, even Chuck has now been honest. About a decade too late, Chuck, but at least he's being transparent now.
A lot of people don't do what I'm about to do.
If you seen somebody leg pressing like this, would you go up and help them or just let them do their thing? Not trying to spread hate or anything, but that's like 1,050 pounds and just look at his knees.
Oh, I don't know exactly what I do, but
One thing I definitely wouldn't do is secretly film the guy from across the gym while he's minding his own business.
There is a distinction between people doing stupid stuff in the gym for likes and love hearts and self-gain. For example, the guy I showed in my last video, who by the way has showed us his leg day finisher in his latest post. Jacks are so overrated. I've got a couple of tires he could change, pull you back into it. Or for example, a couple of geniuses doing tandem deadlifts. So guy on the left using a weight plate to kind of be the right height as the other guy, eyeballing it, son. And I get it, they're strong, but tandem lifts are so ridiculously stupid. We see it all over social media with deadlifts or even bicep curls. We do see problems happen. I get the guy on the right is sponsored by Raw Gear and has to do zoo culture type stuff, but introducing tandem idiocy. So there is a distinction to be made here between influencers who are voluntarily uploading nonsense to their pages for likes and loves, and just a general person in the gym who may be doing a standard exercise incorrectly and being secretly filmed and uploaded. I mean, for example, this guy, he's just doing tricep pull downs, and yes, he should lighten the load. Yes, he needs to correct his exercise execution, but he's just making a mistake, and a trainer could correct that. He's just minding his own business, unlike influencers who are fair game. For example, Bang Energy CEO.
Hang with us, train with us, game with us, bang with us. And don't forget, vibe with Vooz.
Not weird, mate.
Hey friends, just inviting you to vibe with Vooz. It's the all-new hydration sensation. I'm in the middle of training right now. I feel great, but this is a drink you drink all day to stay hydrated.
And no, you don't need to drink this hydration drink all day. Drink water. Take in your nutrients from a carefully thought about nutritional program where you can intake your potassium, your sodium, your electrolytes, for example. This hydration drink being essential to people seems to be the new thing in a saturated market to make money. Prime Energy are the latest company to jump on this bandwagon. I did a detailed breakdown of their ingredients and the amounts and just the fact that it wasn't a great drink. 500 dislikes, how dare you. I'm just telling the truth. For most people who are just training, even if training hard in the gym, you don't need a hydration formula. Not even when a guy stays up until 1 a.m. and records that, showing those TRT gains. That's a real supplement you're taking, isn't it, mate? And not when the label is as weak as that. I mean, that is embarrassing. They must be so cheap to produce with a handful of underdosed electrolytes. Profit margin magic. Just focus on you and ignore the noise, unless that noise is CenterFit. This one's a monster, not for the faint-hearted. Go at your own pace and give it a crack at CenterFit. 10 rounds. Comments for appropriate generic Instagram cringe. Get it, big dog. And look, if you're a celebrity selling an app and showing a workout challenge from it, and your exercise execution is very, very poor in many cases, it is worth reflection, I feel, not doing a supersetted barbell challenge, breaking down the exercises individually and improving your competency with them. And this app is meant to coach people to train well, and this video is just pretty shoddy promoting it. From the knee bending with a bicep curl to apparently this is an overhead press. The squat range of motion is as limited as my hairline, and the list really goes on and on. And so listen, I'm not a form god with perfect exercise execution for every exercise, but I'm not selling you an app. I'm not selling anything. Chris Trensworth is patent. This is how you do bicep curls, Chris. And I know that'll annoy his fans, but I've got a point. And by the way, I love to see the elderly resistance training, and to be fair, she is schooling him. This guy noticed it.
Love yeah, Thor, but this is some god-awful form.
Fatty Patty with a Y, never use Instagram typical comment.
You are just jealous you are not even as close to relevant as him.
And look, barbell challenges can be fine. It can be some type of extra work, but of course you have to be competent with movements before you're going to superset them in a challenging, fatiguing way like this. And I understand there's no weight on the bar, but that point still applies. And so this video for me is not so much a promotional video for CenterFit as it is for the effectiveness of trend. Talking about the head press, I'm from Jessica. Don't ask me how. I'm like black mold all over TikTok. Who's clearly rested her elbow on the keyboard there. I can hardly read anyway. Thank you from Jessica. And she has a bit of humour to her profile. She does kind of comic flexing type stuff. And she has some pretty decent just lifting demonstrations, for example. And so looking at her profile got me thinking about multi-joint versus single joint exercises, obviously, with the boulder shoulder workout. And she shows a standard shoulder workout, you know, hitting different heads, the deltoid area. But what got me interested was the front raise there, the anterior deltoid exercise that is slightly debated. And this concept of, well, how many isolated movements should we put in? Especially if you're already using compound movements. Are these extra accessories, if you like, time efficient and effective? Are they worth it? And this is an open-ended discussion. There's no real right or wrong answer here. And for example, with the anterior deltoid muscle, you're already getting work into it from your bench pressing days, incline bench press, for example, decline push-ups, your compound shoulder exercises. And so do you need to have this additional isolated work on that muscle group? That is an interesting debate. And so a good exercise for you to do is to go through your programming, look at your compound work and your isolated work and think, Well, do I need this extra isolated work? For some of you, you may want it in there for specific reasons, which is fine. For some of you, you may feel that actually it's not giving you further benefits, and you may be able to shorten your sessions and trim the fat if you like. Now, of course, caveats to that would be bodybuilders who need every ounce of advantage and who can train full time. And there's a recent meta-analysis by Rose et al. 2022, which looked at multi-joint versus single-joint exercises for muscle growth. Now, this is from a subscription-based journal, but I will give you the takeaway with no toy included. And the first thing to notice is that there isn't much research into single-joint versus
really.
multi-joint exercises.
My medication
for muscle
doesn't
growth.
really
Now, this
make me
may surprise
drowsy,
you.
no.
And in addition, the research we do have tends to focus on certain muscle groups. For example, the biceps. But we don't have research into the hamstrings, for example. And in addition, for the certain muscle groups that are studied, various points of the muscle are not looked at. So that's a further limitation. But here are the takeaways that the researchers give you. And essentially, it's that multi-joint exercises are highly effective for hypertrophy. They're time efficient. And also importantly, it's not just the agonist prime mover in a multi-joint exercise that is getting work, but also those other muscle groups. For example, in a chest press, not just the pecs, but also the triceps. And so that's something to always keep in mind. Now, of course, for perhaps a more complete workout program, you add in isolated movements. That's absolutely fine. But the key takeaway is, if you're adding in these further exercises in your session, just be mindful of why you are doing that. And if you have a good reason, absolutely great. An advantage of using single joint exercises is perhaps you can make sure you're hitting weaker muscle groups that may lag behind. Also, you can hit certain muscle groups from certain angles and make sure that you're stimulating those different parts of a muscle and that nothing is being left out, if you like. So you have to weigh up the variables and make the best choices for your individual needs. Please let me know what you think. I'm James Linker. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.
Remember the morphs. Yeah, morphine. Yeah, I still take morphine.
Presents. The fitness industry is self-destructing.
In this week's video, Larry Wills exposed, Lane Norton trashes Solomon Nelson, new bodybuilding superstar Andre Smaev. But first, you win again, internet. At least no one in the gym recorded you and uploaded it to social media. That would have been embarrassing. You should have hired a true personal trainer.
Unlucky. Can't even lift it up.
And that's lunch. Right, Mike, session one. Take off your shirt, buddy. Huh? Stand right there. Now let's put a weight on the bar you can't lift. No, keep your jeans on, mate. We don't want to embarrass ourselves here. Now I'm going to spot you like a badly fitting Toy Story backpack. Sometimes you just have to go it alone. When your back resembles a
45 kilos. Look at his back. It looks like a U-bend.
Time to up the weight, I reckon.
Look, wait till you see his back.
I'm genuinely baffled.
How is
What
that?
is he
That's
doing? Hyperextending his back on the Smith
That's
machine,
gonna hurt.
strapping his legs together like a scene from
I can do
Reservoir
that to my
Dogs,
back.
and doing quarter
He's
reps.
upside down, look.
Tasting weeks of sweat on the gym floor for his
Ouch.
edification.
That's all I can
Good done,
picture.
now let's hit the changing rooms. Unless they hit back. Am I right? Alright mate, calm down. No one wants to be on the end of that chaos, except Jake Paul, who is now slated to fight heavyweight knockout artist Anthony Joshua. If Jake Paul wins that fight, you know it's all rigged. Jake Paul deserves credit if Anthony Joshua fight gets made, but what on earth is he thinking? Not a lot, I reckon. Like Frank Tufano's 7th looks maxing surgery.
I just had my 7th eye surgery under anesthesia here in Japan.
The side's still clearly cross-eyed. It's not looking too good. Maybe he did move my eyes forward a little bit. Maybe they do look a little bit different, but they're definitely not fixed, and I'm pretty unhappy right now.
His eyesight seems to be fine, so I hope he stops these procedures and can find some inner peace.
Рекомендую канал нашего друга Александра Кузнецова. Он выпускает очень качественный контент.
There is a new fitness superstar called Andre Smaev, probably. Don't overthink my pronunciation. How do I summarise why he's going viral? His arms more resemble jet engines than human arms, but in the ballpark. Dude, did pop by for real. His forearms are so big they've decided to divide themselves into territories.
Look how big he is. He's pressing too big. He's bloody press ups 2 people.
Imagine going for your morning jog when you see that.
Would definitely get me on
That's
the
what's
train,
real.
probably.
Don't
But
time to
probably.
explain. Get Rogan on the phone.
And he weighs 153 kilos, which is about 337 pounds.
It's
The
independent.
measurement of his forearm, 58 centimeters. This is bigger than the bicep measurement of a good chunk of pro bodybuilders, 22 inches. The measurement around his bicep, 65 centimeters.
He has 25-inch arms, and here he is with Larry Wheels.
Oh god, he's 25.
I want you to keep in mind, when I show you this guy's size and strength, that he's 27 years old. And here we have reverse curls, or what many people call their deadlift PR. And he's a genetic specimen, of course. Incredibly strong. One-arm pull-ups for reps at his weight is insane. At this point, those arms could just be placed in museums as cannons. People talking about Royce have no idea how insanely rare his genetics are. This is what he looked like a few years ago, still jacked, clearly genetically gifted. But to now, he's clearly been sipping on the special sauce because, blimey, sir, you just made Hadi Chupin look like he won a raffle. Dude ate his TikTok profile picture. Probably time to update that, I would say, sir. Got any ID on you, mate? Yeah, here you go. So to my serious point, he's of course also slamming PEDs. And at only 27, you have to wonder the health issues associated with the force that is Andrei Smaev, another Ilya Golem and Rich Piana physique. Crazy impressive to see, but they pay the ultimate price. As more social media fame comes to him, you can imagine that he's going to push his size and strength even more. And whilst of course it is impressive on the one hand, it is extremely concerning to me health-wise on the other hand. Let me know your thoughts.
Solomon Nelson, worst of the fitness industry. That Dr. Lane Norton, PhD, offered his perspective.
Solomon Nelson posted his latest video response to Israel, which is ground we've covered before. But what took my notice in this video is Lane Norton decided to enter the chat.
The comment, captured via screenshot by my friend Matt Randall before it was apparently deleted, reads as follows. Never even heard of this dude. Love these punks like him and Lyle sitting behind computers talking despite never having tried to publish original research and having zero concept of it. I'm sure I'll be the next hit piece now. That's fine. Lyle already tried to cancel me and failed miserably 10 years ago.
Gatekeeping in academia is a real problem. People that have ideas that conflict with the established order are very aggressively swatted away.
While seemingly no longer publicly visible, Lane's comment stands as a testament to an initial reflex, an impulse to close ranks against an outside critic before all the facts of the Israel situation had come to light.
Again, Lane Norton is a very smart man who made a very dumb comment. The one thing none of these people will do is critique Solomon Nelson's information about Israel's PhD. It's over an hour long of him combing through the paper, explaining the limitations of it in his original video. And instead, people just resort to discrediting him as a person. Do they not see that their responses are making the situation worse?
Love these punks.
Don't know why you got to lie, Robert.
To go to his local tip because it looks like he uses the local park instead.
What's this shitty stuff in that his fucking shed now?
Don't know why you got to lie, Rob. Don't even know you, bud. Waste man, anyway. Yeah, don't know why you got to lie, Rob.
Just look at this lawless behaviour in Cornwall. A man running around with a machete.
No machete, man.
Lighter.
Machete. Holy shit. My leg. Oh, my leg. Who's got a fucking... Who's just in a machete?
This man here who works at a car wash took the keys out of a customer's vehicle because he refused to pay for a second van to be washed. And his reason for that was because the first van was not cleaned properly. He then goes on to tell the customer not to come back around this area again because it's his place.
Yeah, so I'll give you the opportunity. Obviously, I'm not going to pay 25.
I do my job. I do
That's
best.
not very good, is it?
Oh, no, but you can do it any job. And downstairs you have a car. You go over there.
I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't
There's
matter.
a car wash in a roundabout. You can go in two cars
Cool.
in a roundabout.
I'm not going to pay
It's not
25 price for what you did on the other one.
I don't care.
So that's your opportunity to say, look, this is what happened. So naturally you would go, yeah, okay, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. Pardon?
You see that side?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for us as well. I do, okay, 40 pounds.
40? Oh, that sounds great, doesn't it?
Okay.
But it's not the Spanish, the other one, isn't it?
Okay, bring it back, I do it for you. I do it clean, I do it.
Okay, I'll go and get it then.
No, you pay for that one.
I'm not going to pay for it. Because it's the same as on the other one.
Bro, we never know that any car, record the one.
Shut up, bro.
Why are you talking different language?
It's my language.
Why are you speaking? But I'm speaking English. Because you're in England.
Huh?
Because you're in England.
I don't fucking
Speak anyway, bro.
Anyway. It's my
School out there, nice build.
Well, again, I had issues with it.
I don't care.
Job.
It's no the job, you can't no come back here.
I won't come back.
I don't care, it's mine.
See you later.
No, it's mine.
Whoa.
Not the post.
What are you doing?
Can't hear.
What are you doing?
It's my job. You can't no come back
You
around
did
here.
not touch.
No, it's not. Touch my phone. It's a recording. No, I don't care. It's my wage. Please give it to me money.
I've said I'm not happy with the job you've done on the other
I
one.
don't care. It's a dog area. It's dog area. It's not my job.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care.
What are you doing?
It's my
Did you
job.
not touch?
No touch is my place. No your place.
What?
You understand me? It's my place. You cannot come back around here.
I won't come back.
It's
I'm not
my
coming back.
don't care, man.
Go.
This man here walks into a property in Sussex and steals a child's bike. You can't even leave a child's bike outside your own front door these days without some scumbag coming up and taking it. Here is some more antisocial behaviour on the streets of England. This is Khalid Oladipo, a student who was murdered over a fake Rolex by this man here, Harper Dennis. CCTV footage shows Harper Dennis leaving his accommodation on Tuesday the 3rd of February 2026. At 4:46 p.m, he is captured heading towards Leicester city centre. Separate footage shows Mr. Oladipo leaving his girlfriend's accommodation and walking along Oxford Street. The two men can be seen coming together before the camera is blocked by a passing van. An altercation occurs between the two, during which Mr. Oladipo is stabbed 5 times by Dennis. Mr. Oladipo collapsed in the street and later died from his injuries. Dennis runs from the scene and returns home just 22 minutes after leaving.
Savage.
Arthur, you're under arrest in suspicion of murder, okay? Do not have to say anything on the offence, do not mention all questions, something which they try in court, anything you do say, never giving evidence. The rest is necessary forms of an investigation, spread your experience about anybody getting hurt. Okay.
Dennis wished to provide a prepared statement. I accept presence at the scene of the alleged offence. I acted in self-defence at all material times, and this is all I wish to say at this stage.
The jury at Leicester Crown Court found Dennis not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter, having an offensive weapon and failing to provide the PIN to his phone. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now check out this taxi driver flighted in 2 chairs on the road. Look at him looking around and making sure that nobody sees him.
Handsome, how's everyone doing today? What's everyone been up to? Hope everyone's looking after their mental health, hope everyone's doing good. What's going on here? I was just putting 2 chairs there, just leaving them there. It's so random, it's on CCTV as well. Some people fly tip in this country and don't give a shit about this country, do they? It's sad, really. Our
This
country
lady
should
here
like that.
confronted a woman over the way she spoke to a homeless man. So listen to this and let me know in the comments who you agree with.
So you know why I'm here, right? What you did back there was not nice. Or you could have just told a homeless man, he's sorry, I don't have any money, not to tell him that you could do with some money too. Yeah, I understand that, but you didn't need to say that to him.
Every day, I get people begging me for money every single day.
Sam.
And when I get that refused, I get called every name under the sun. I pass one man every morning, and every morning he calls me a CEO.
Yeah, but he,
right?
but I wasn't him. I'm listening. I'm not calling for you. I'm listening.
And if someone was to give him money, what would he spend it on?
But all you should have just said to him is, I don't have any money, sorry. You didn't need to tell him that. You didn't need to tell him what you told him. That's when? Because I saw him asking you why. You can ignore him. You could ignore him.
20 minutes listening to it. 4 times.
No, but okay, when he asked you the second time, you could have just walked away. I know it's not my business, but be a human. Be a human. Be a human. You could have just walked away. You don't need to be mean to him.
Some people in the
He's
UK
clearly
think
homeless. He's clearly homeless.
mental.
Yeah, but you didn't need to say that to him. You didn't need to say that to him. No, a homeless man asking for money, asking for money, right? And then she goes to him, oh, give me some money, give me some money. You can clearly see the man is homeless. Be a human. Be a fucking human.
And finally, if any of those clips made you feel depressed, then watch this one.
No way. Are they gonna try? That's not even. Oh God! Oh, you have to do no chance.
thanks to anybody who made it to the end of the video, and thanks to all the new subscribers and all my regular viewers. And if you haven't subscribed, would you please consider subscribing? It doesn't cost you any money.
No drinking alcohol, no smoking.
I like to believe that we left this problem back in like 2021, you know, but this debate is still.
Oh, it is Wednesday, the 26th.
I like to believe that we left this problem back in like 2021, you know, but this debate is still going on, and it's trans woman argues they belong in the women's bathroom. Now, listen, I'm somebody, I believe you are free to do whatever you want.
It's too
you're free to
sexist.
express yourself
No,
however you want. That's
it.
what makes this country great. And if out of respect for you, if you want to be called a she, I will call you a she. Because why am I just going to disrespect you for no reason? You know, like why do you want to be a wanker? Why would you want to be an asshole for no reason? And looking at this person before we watch it, I mean, you're not. I mean, let's just see what they're saying, bro. Let's just see what they're saying. The longer you look, but really and truly, like, I wouldn't really look twice if I saw them in the woman's bathroom. I wouldn't at all. Like, I don't think.
Hello. I'm a transgender woman. Okay. Yeah. Children are not a part, like, there are children that are going through this medical stuff. But most of the people are adults, first of all. Second of all, it's saved their life. For me, as a transgender woman, I experienced so much of dysphoria, of like so much pain in my life. So you went through that? Yeah, so those medicines, I had my surgery, and this saved my life. So why you're so against someone doing the best job of like living their life?
Yeah. So you don't have to answer this question because I appreciate it's very personal.
Yeah.
But how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 21.
So when did you go through this kind of physically trans?
People look old these days. How are they 21? Like, I still be getting ID'd in certain places. How are you 21? You know what I mean?
It's formative process.
17 and then like 1980 surgery.
And biologically, you're a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
A male.
Yeah.
Not a man. A man is a gender. A male.
Okay. I'm very happy to say that. That's no problem. So you would go into, as a biological male, you would go into a woman's bathroom.
Of course.
Why?
Wait. This will walk into a men's bathroom.
Yeah, that's what I was saying at the time. Like, they can't walk into a, like, if they walk into a woman's bathroom, you know, it's fine. You know, like, no one's really, like, who's, like, if they walked into the men's bathroom, I'd be like, what the heck is going on?
This will walk to a men's bathroom.
I think you should go to the men's bathroom, yeah.
Yeah, so I will steal every man. So I will fuck every man. That's literally what's gonna happen. Men will assault me. Men will sexual assault me.
Okay, this is where the ideology, like, all men are bad, all straight men are bad, like, all cis men are bad, whatever it is. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
You're a sexualist, are you? No disrespect.
No disrespect. This is already happening. This is already happening. If I'm walking...
Could you believe that they're both 21 years old? Like, they're both the same age.
in the street, and there are a bunch of men, they will sexual assault me because of my boobs, because of like how I look. I'm not lying, honey.
So I would say to you, I fully respect your rights as an adult to do what you want to do and call yourself what you want, providing you don't invade women's spaces. And second of all, let me finish my point.
I think you as a man invading someone's opinion. You are not a woman, right? Or you are a woman and
no, you are not a woman.
But you are not a woman also.
I'm very much a man, yes.
So why you are speaking like not as a woman about women's bathroom?
Okay. We're gonna hear what they have to say, but really truly, bro, yes, I think they should go in a woman's bathroom. You know what I mean? You see these cases of weirdos like that are just dressed and then go in there and do weird stuff. You know what I mean? That happens, but this person here, like, bro, they're not harming anyone by going in a woman's bathroom. Like, let's just be realistic here. Like, let's just keep it like what?
Excuse me, madam. Would you like to come in? So I would like to do this conversation with a woman and a man on women's bathroom. Hello there. So you can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Ava. I'm a uni student. I'm 19.
Okay. And so I'm going to move away because, you know, I am a man and I'm not able to have this opinion. So I'll pass you over to a very eloquent woman who is going to break down to you as to why you are wrong.
So what's the point? I couldn't
The
hear.
point is, this man thinks that he can go into women's spaces.
Okay.
And that's just like it's just disrespect. It's just like you're just disrespecting me at that point. Like it's like this man. It's like, bro, they've said they don't want to be called that. Like just I mean, if you want to be rude, you want to be rude. You want to be disrespectful, yeah. But it's just unnecessary disrespect. You know what I mean?
So what I would say is, what I hear a lot is, oh, but you know, the person going into the toilet, the transgender person, feels much more comfortable. But why aren't we talking about the comfort of the people who that single sex space was created for in the first place? If I'm saying I'm in the toilets as a woman, as a biological female, a signed female at birth, and there's a with Monty, yeah. So let me just explain it. Maybe from I can hear what you say. So
yeah, well, I have to know your point of view.
But what I'm hearing when you say, oh, but this transgender woman feels really comfortable, so why shouldn't she go wherever she wants? But we're not thinking about the women who, because they feel vulnerable, these single-sex spaces were created in the first place.
I think the rule should be you have to cut it off. If they've cut it off and they like, what are they meant to just go in the disabled toilet? Some of you might think that. Like, I just don't think there's even much of really a discussion here. You know what I mean?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I just want to ask, when I'm coming to a women's bathroom, you feel uncomfortable?
I wouldn't feel unsafe.
Why? You know that I'm a transgender woman when I'm walking to the bathroom.
I know that you are. I know that you're not
And
biological.
if you walk this one, to be fair, like, obviously you're not gonna like. I mean, if you look for a long time, then you'll realize, innit? You know what I mean? But like, I don't know.
Female.
So confused.
Why does bother you? Have the same sex as you?
But you're not the same sex as me.
But I am.
If you're transgender and you identify as a woman, you're not the same sex as me. So when we both die and they dig me up, they will find female biological remnants.
And why this is so important to you?
Because those chromosomes are the starting point. When the egg is fertilized, it becomes XX or XY, the child, and from then the organs will develop to become a man.
Not saying why does it make you uncomfortable? Why does this thing?
A biological male in the female toilets. Because well, the reason why females and women, whatever you want to call them, have their own toilets is because men mixed with women while they're going to the toilet can be threatening.
Okay.
That's threatening. So that's the reason. Because males are bigger.
But I mean, more and more places have like mixed toilets, like where there's no urinals. I've seen a few places where there's no urinals, and there's just you can just walk in, like you just go in, men and women. The communal area is just men and women. It's the toilet. I don't even know how. I don't really care. Like I just want to piss and get out.
There are a lot of for centuries.
Yeah.
There are a lot of transgender women that came into women's bathroom, and I didn't heard.
How many is a lot?
It's only a problem if they know. You know what I mean? If they know, like really, we need to look at the real world, right? In the real world, people judge you off of your appearance, how you look. You know what I mean? If you look like a woman, you know what I mean, and cut that off, right? Most of the time, no one's even. I don't know how women's bathrooms are. Maybe I don't know. Maybe do they all talk to each other in there? Is it like a little meeting in there? I don't know. But like, it's just I feel like this debate's just so pointless. Like if this you see her in the bathroom, is it gonna make you uncomfortable? Are you supposed to have a conversation with everyone you see in the bathroom? Like, I get that there's danger. You know, that's a problem, but. That's just with guys who are blatantly males. Like, they're not even identifying like this person. Like, they're just blatantly men dressing up and being pervs and walking in there. Like I've seen a few cases of that, but I think the problem here is like the transgender people. They want everyone to like accept their belief. You know what I mean? And like I don't. It's like I believe you're free to believe whatever you want to believe. You know what I mean? You're free to be yourself, but your beliefs don't have to be imposed on everybody else. You know, a lot of people are still gonna think it's strange. They're gonna think it's weird. There's people who are gonna be like you're mentally ill. People are just gonna think a whole bunch of things. You know what I mean? This is not a common thing. You know what I mean? Like people do not wake up and want to change their gender. You know what I mean? It's like it seems to happen, but it's not a common thing. And the world don't owe you understanding. You know what I mean? The world don't owe you understanding. You have a right to not be harassed, to not be killed for what you decide to do. You absolutely have a right to that, unless you're doing the weird stuff. But I'm sure the vast majority of them are not there doing the weird stuff. They just want to exist. You know what I mean? And this person seems self-aware enough to understand there's a little bit of stigma, but they're also self-aware enough to see like they resemble more of a woman than a man right now, I would say. You know, like it would be more of an issue if they walked into the men's bathroom than if they walked into the women's bathroom. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And by the way,
in the comment section below, guys.
They won't be liking the video, so if you don't like the video, I could
2 seconds to be honest. Men and women, and that's it.
Because
Like, when I say
what do you mean transgender women who came to the women's toilets hundreds of years ago?
like, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Do you mind if I? No, like even in the last 100 years. Okay, I will.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
Okay.
I didn't hear like a woman sweating, so like feeling uncomfortable. I didn't hear that until now, until it became such a conversation.
Let me put it this way. I don't think you are a bad person. Okay.
No, I know I'm not a bad
I don't think you're a bad
person.
person.
I don't need you
But
to
the thing
think
is,
I'm
let's
bad.
say there were a biological man, assigned male at birth, who had bad intentions, and he sees this trend.
And we just talk, and that is a problem. We have seen that. They're in prison. Like we're talking hypotheticals. We're talking about the majority of them. The majority of them are not like that. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you think of them, to accuse people of that just because of how they.
This is a candle. For thousands of years, these have been used to make light for people. But the unfortunate part is they're very inefficient.
Right, so I'm pretty sure I've never said this in a video before, but for today's video, we'll be talking about a laundry service. And the reason why we're talking about this laundry service in particular is because multiple customers have actually called them out after thousands of dollars worth of clothing was stolen. Now, the laundry service you need to be aware of here is Poplin, and looking at like their marketing on their social media accounts, it seems like they describe themselves as like the Uber Eats of laundry. So from what I understand, you download this app, you put in like how many items of clothing you want to be washed, and I guess like the time frame of when you need a wash by. I'm not sure, but either way, you will be assigned
This is a candle. For thousands of years, these have been used to make light for people. But the unfortunate part is they're very inefficient at making it.
There's this phenomenon that continues to repeat itself over and over and over again, and yet never a single lesson is learned by the zombies at the top of these companies that are the ones actually making these decisions. Just this endless Ouroboros of eating their own ass and then being surprised when their company eats shit for it. Restaurants that decide to start enshittifying their food that they are serving their customers and then losing those customers. You don't have to be fucking Nostradamus to predict that that's going to lead to a decline in customers.
100 scammers arrested across 2 call centres. Today I'll show you exactly how we helped shut the scam operation down for good. They thought they were clever, stealing millions from innocent elderly victims, all while hiding behind the cover of 2 tourist resorts in Goa. They had no idea we were already inside their operation, and everything they were doing was being recorded. It all started with a text message claiming that I made a purchase using my Apple ID and needed to call support immediately to cancel it. At first glance, it looks convincing, but the number didn't connect me to Apple. It connected me to one of the scammers inside. 100 scammers arrested across 2 call centres. Today I'll show you exactly how we helped shut the scam operation down for good. They thought they were clever, stealing millions from innocent elderly victims, all while hiding behind the cover of 2 tourist resorts in Goa. They had no idea we were already inside their operation, and everything they were doing was being recorded. It all started with a text message claiming that I made a purchase using my Apple ID and needed to call support immediately to cancel it. At first glance, it looks convincing, but the number didn't connect me to Apple. It connected me to one of the scammers inside this call centre. The scammer began by pretending to work for Apple.
Thank you for calling Apple Support. You are speaking with Gary William. How may I help you today?
He claimed using my identity to commit serious offences.
Yeah, but I don't know what the other one is.
Material, money laundering, and even
Huh?
resulted in hysterical victims doing exactly as they told
I don't know what the other one is called.
Of a Chinese hacking group that has been active since
Make it shit.
2008.
I don't know where it is. If I find it, I'll give it to you. Oh, it's here. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Oh, I'll bring you one in this one.
These hackers will have some kind of connection over via Apple.
And once panic sets in, the so-called Apple employee suddenly transfers the victim to their bank.
What I will do, I will connect your call to the headquarters of your Bank of America. Okay now?
Except the bank employee is just another scammer sitting a few desks away. That's when they convince their victims to move their money into what they call safe accounts, using gift cards, Bitcoin ATMs, and even physical cash pickups from the victim's home. And once that money is gone, it's virtually impossible to ever recover it. They spend all day pretending to be professionals, but behind the scenes, they're anything but.
You are not happy. You are the guy trying to get money. So quit trying or else let them find you. Hey, you.
भगवान हमारे कस्टमर मेरी बैंक चो जब एक ट्रांसफर निकल जाए अच्छा बीच गुस्सा आ रहा है इसकी एक कॉल नहीं मिल रहा अच्छा खासा इसका ना
Okay, and can you help me with your first name? Shoot, Mariga.
Your call has been connected to the Apple. How can I help you, miss? तेरी माँ का भोसड़ा बहुत लौड़ी
The Apple.
You hang up now, sir, and
Who is
for
going to
just for
connect
the
to the
confirmation,
Apple?
sir, if you receive any charges on your name, you can just.
But they made one huge mistake. They tried to run this scam on me, and while they were busy connecting to my computer remotely, PBD and I were working behind the scenes, reversing the connection and gaining access to their PC. And once we were inside, we realised something quite unbelievable. Their PCs were nowhere near as secure as they thought. One computer became 10, 10 became 50, and before we knew it, we could see basically every PC across both call centres. Suddenly, we weren't just watching scammers. We could see victims in real time, elderly people, frightened people, people just minutes away from losing their life savings. So whenever we had the chance, we stepped in. In this case, a 77-year-old lady was about to hand over massive amounts of cash to a courier appointed by the scammers.
And basically, you stay at a place where people can watch you, like your neighbor says, they'll check on you, right? Okay, because then we are going to hand over the parcel to the officer because he's going to travel all the way 3 hours to do a Bitcoin transaction under your name, okay? Once you hand over the package to the officer, that's the cash to the officer, I will be attaching the same money the cashier stick to your checking account and your savings account within a minute. All the money will be transferred back to your own account. Is that part clear to both of you now?
But instead of answering the door to the courier, she instead answered the door to the police. And this time, we've been able to secure exclusive body cam footage, thanks to the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office.
Hello. Thank you. I'm charging a tulip with the sheriff's office. I'm looking for. Is she here? Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah. May I come in? My wife, yeah. Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. Hello. I'm charging a tulip with the sheriff's office. I got a question. Do you have to, are you supposed to be meeting somebody today to give them some money or some gold or something? Have they come yet?
No, it's supposed to come between 8:15 and 8:30.
Okay, so we were notified by an agency that live monitors people being scammed that this was happening today. Okay, so they have all the connections in the docs that this is a scam. So do not give the money over. Is it money or gold?
Money, cash.
Cash money.
I had a text on my messages from iPhones that someone charged $705 to my account and called it. Well, I've been on the telephone since 11 o'clock this morning. In fact, she's still on the phone.
Yeah, it's all fraud, man. You're going to want to take the card out of your wallet and call the phone number like that with your card and tell them to lock down your account. Do not Google the phone number. It'll be a scam phone number. You need to go off the phone number is on the back of your card that's in your wallet.
Hey, the scammer's still on the phone with the phone number. Do you want it?
You can, yeah, it's going to be a burger.
Okay.
Why can't I just take the money back to the bank tomorrow and deposit it? Yeah, and why can't I do that in the morning?
You cannot do it one of the clear case of the money laundering. We have to show you innocent and you're one of the Federal Trade Commission rules.
No, this is just too much. I've been on this damn telephone since 11 o'clock this morning. That's 9 hours.
That's the reason why I told you to go on the machine, but you were not comfortable. I need to function. You're making me lose my job.
How would you lose your job?
Hello, this is Sergeant Gattulo of the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office. Good. I hope you lose your job because you're a piece of trying to scam our elderly people. Do not call her again. Do you understand? And we're following your courier now. Who is this? What's your name? I don't have batch numbers. Yeah, you're right. I am. I'm scamming the scammer. Yep. I am the officer. The badge number is 911. Yes. Oh, what case is that? What agency do you work for? What case? You said you work in a case. What case? What case? I'm not taking any money. I'm trying to stop her from giving you money. Yes, it's money laundering, so please bring charges. Will you please? Pretty please, you promise? I already told you my name. If you shut the hell up long enough, you listen. No, you shut up. No, you stop interrupting. You're scamming American, hardworking people. No, you're not understanding. This is a scam. Yeah, that's fine. They're not losing their money to you, sweetheart. And your courier's gonna get arrested. She hung up. Oh, she's calling back. Sergeant Gattulo, Berkeley County Sheriff's Office. How can I help you? No, this is a sheriff. No, you should. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. This is a sheriff's office. It was all fake. That's why we're here, okay?
Well, I want to keep my $100,000.
Did you give them any money whatsoever?
No.
Okay.
They wanted me to go to Bitcoin. Well, they also mentioned the child.
You got child?
That's what they said.
First thing we need to do before we get to do anything further, I need you to call this number on the back of this card and tell them that you're here with law enforcement and you need to block your card. Now I'll be right back inside, okay? I gotta talk to my partner. We just saved that lady $100,000 and something. And you missed it. I got into a yelling match with the lady on the phone. This is not the deputy sheriff. I said, yes, it is. So,
it's like an Indian lady?
yeah, listen, the government is never going to call you to come pick up your money. They're always going to tell you to go to a government agency, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you to go to the office to make the payment. Law enforcement's never going to call you and say you have a warrant or you committed a crime, you need to pay us money for you not to be arrested. We're never going to do that.
It was the child that got me.
Oh, yeah. So now, if you know that you don't look at that crap, then no, you're good to go. Say, come arrest me then. So come arrest me because it's up to you to prove me guilty. But it's always really good to clarify. You know, and don't like Google a number, because usually what these scammers do, they will pay people to put their number up first. So that text message, that is another one of those scam things. They will generate text messages that make you think it's real to get you to call.
They have ways of going back and researching like all the people you're connected with.
Mm-hmm. Based on public information.
Yeah, yeah, and they will connect all the dots in your life.
Well, I'll say this, all right, if you have any doubt in your mind that it's a scam, it's a scam, okay? That being said, have fun with it, because the longer you keep them on the phone, the longer they're not calling somebody else. So think of it like that, you know, waste their time. Well, by the way, I'm sorry for the profanity with her.
God, I'm
So,
surprised it's like getting nasty with her.
because that's money out of her pocket.
So what?
So, anyways, if anybody knocks on your door tonight, unless it's law enforcement, and you can visibly look out and you can see a marked patrol car, or look out and see a marked deputy, do not open the door. Call us.
You get text messages and it says, click this link, do not click the link. But go to your actual physical credit card and talk to them directly.
Well, take this card tomorrow when you take the money back and go see and say, boy, help me.
Yeah, we got to tell them how stupid we were.
No, listen, you guys were not stupid. Do not think that about yourself. These people are very, 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 very convincing. Do not feel like you're stupid or even close to falling for it.
Yeah.
All right, the important thing is that we were able to get you guys to not get the money. But anyways, folks, so
Do you remember back in the day when screen to body ratio was one of those like headlining numbers in a new smartphone presentation? Like I remember for a couple of years in a row, bezels were getting smaller and smaller, so those numbers got closer and closer to that magical 100%. And everybody generally agreed that less bezels equals better. The higher the screen to body number, the better we were doing, it was improving. But then we started to come up against the limits of display technology. So that's when we had to start getting creative with things like the Xiaomi Mi Mix phones. You remember those? And then phones with curved edges, like Samsung started doing for a couple of years with that whole waterfall display thing, to make it feel like you had almost no bezels at all on the sides of the phone. And we even got all the way to that concept phone, the Xiaomi Mi Mix Alpha, where the display curved all the way around to the back, so they technically got to say they had an over 100% screen to body ratio. It was a pretty interesting time. Now we later, of course, realized that we were getting a little bit carried away, and there are actually some downsides to curving the displays over the edges, less durable, more reflections, accidental touches, all this stuff. So, the curved edges started to go away. And these days we seem to have settled on like 1 to 2 millimeter bezels all the way around a smartphone screen. And that's just how premium phones all look now. It's gotten so good that some people will actually see a phone that looks like this and leave a comment like this, saying the thickness of these bezels is unacceptable, which has always, to me, felt a little bit ridiculous. Like, I see it as people complaining about something that they were never going to buy anyway. But fast forward to 2026, and I get an email from a company called Techno, who wants to show their 0 millimeter bezel concept phone. All right, I'll buy it. So I said yes, it showed up, and here it is. This is a big premium smartphone with a 6.7-inch display and 0 bezels. Corner to corner, edge to edge, nothing but display. Well, actually, okay, hang on a second. Is it truly 0 bezels? Like, I'm sure a lot of you are looking at this and thinking, okay, if it was 0 feel like you had almost no bezels at all on the sides of the phone. And we even got all the way to that concept phone, the Xiaomi Mi Mix Alpha, where the display curved all the way around to the back, so they technically got to say they had an over 100% screen to body ratio. It was a pretty interesting time. Now we later, of course, realized that we were getting a little bit carried away, and there are actually some downsides to curving the displays over the edges, less durable, more reflections, accidental touches, all this stuff. So, the curved edges started to go away. And these days, we seem to have settled on like 1 to 2 millimeter bezels all the way around a smartphone screen. Like, that's just how premium phones all look now. It's gotten so good that some people will actually see a phone that looks like this and leave a comment like this, saying the thickness of these bezels is unacceptable, which has always, to me, felt a little bit ridiculous. Like, I see it as people complaining about something that they were never going to buy anyway. But fast forward to 2026, and I get an email from a company called Techno, who wants to show their 0mm bezel concept phone. Alright, I'll buy it. So I said yes, it showed up, and here it is. This is a big premium smartphone with a 6.7-inch display and 0 bezels. Corner to corner, edge to edge, nothing but display. Well, actually, okay, hang on a second. Is it truly 0 bezels? Like, I'm sure a lot of you are looking at this and thinking, okay, if it was truly 0 bezels, wouldn't I just be holding basically just a screen right now? I feel like you can see some silver around it. How is it 0 bezels? And I know that you're thinking that because that's what I was thinking when I first took it out of the box. But what we're actually looking at here, all the way around the screen, is the literal frame of the phone. We talk about the frames on these phones all the time, the silver, the metal. This phone clearly does have a silver mid-frame all the way around it, but that is not the same thing as the thin black bezel that typically surrounds the display. So like, here's the Pixel 11 Pro. You can see the black is the display's bezel, and the metal is the frame. So clearly, okay, now you can see that there's a difference between a normal premium phone and this 0mm bezel. Now the secret, the way they're achieving this, is with internal display stacking. So it's a flat screen, but holding this, you'll actually notice the frame is slightly higher up, slightly raised up from the display itself all the way around. So you can feel the edge of it with your finger. And of course, straight on, that means you don't see any bezel. So you can say, yeah, 0mm bezel. But if you tilt it really far to an angle, or imagine if you peeled this frame off of this display, you'd see a tiny little bit of bezel hidden underneath here. Unfortunately, this little edge kind of breaks the immersion of using a full screen device more than any tiny bezel probably would, just because now every time I swipe, especially from the top to get to notifications, or from the bottom to go home, my finger drags along that edge. So it looks amazing, clearly, but I feel like actually using the phone, weirdly, I prefer to have a little bit of bezel and have smooth edges rather than having no bezel but having to feel the edge, this rough edge every time. And I think that answers the big question of why this is a concept phone and not a real phone that they plan on shipping. Because the rest of the specs are solid. It's a nice display, it's nice and bright, 144 hertz. There's triple cameras back there. It's a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. And it's super lightweight to the point where it almost feels like one of those plastic dummy phones with no internals. It's kind of surreal. Surely all the YouTube commenters hating on bezels would love to try something like this, right? I mean, they'd probably also still want to see that hole punch camera turn into an under display selfie camera. But still, this is form over function. Turns out you actually need a little bit of bezel, at least with today's display tech, to be able to have that smooth experience using the phone and not drag your finger over an edge. And also to put a case on the phone and not have the case overlap onto the display itself. This is more for Techno to be able to say they did something unique. I looked on the press release on their website, and it says, this breakthrough on the Techno next-gen bezel-less concept phone is much more than a design upgrade. It redefines how users will interact with their phones in the AI era by removing visual barriers between digital content and the real world. I would say, relax. They're hyping themselves up. I get it. Surely this video is feeding into that too. But you know what I didn't find on that press release that they should be hyping up more? When I first picked up the case, I unboxed it and I pulled out this bubble wrap sleeve. And the first thing I noticed was the back of this phone. And fun fact, the back of this phone, arguably more visually interesting than the front. They didn't say much about it in any of the press releases, but it's like this holographic 3D butterfly wing type of thing. It looks, to my eye, like it's actually coming off of the back of the phone. You're gonna have to take my word for it because it's extremely difficult to capture on camera. But I swear this is one of the best lenticular lens effects I've ever seen with my own eyes. It's absolutely insane. So if they do ever ship a phone like this, they definitely need to make a clear case for it. It's crazy. Either way, now you know. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Huh.
There's no greater joy in life than watching content creators that you just despise getting punched in the face. And as a content creator, there's probably no greater low than agreeing to be a part of one of these like, conglomerate boxing match things that they do. To where you go get in there and you dance and they poke you with a stick, like, yeah, hit each other. That's exactly what has happened again. We got the Aiden Ross brand risk, I think it was called. Took me a second. To where we had some boxing going on, and Danny loves boxing.
I do. I actually watched a legit boxing match this weekend. It was fantastic.
All right, so I've got a couple of clips that I wanted to show Dan here. Have you seen these?
No.
Okay. So do you remember who Austin McBroom is? They had a blog channel, like a family blog channel.
Yeah!
Yeah, they were like super douchebags. There's the Ace family here. I guess that's a better name than the McBroom family too. It's got a better ring to it, right?
Yeah. Where did Ace come from?
My 2-year-old birthday party was ruined. We're teaching her how to drive. We got canceled, but we really didn't. Yeah, and they had like the whole like carnival.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
That everyone hated.
Advertise the whole thing as Disneyland meets Coachella.
It's gonna be fire.
Do you feel like it was worth your money?
Oh, definitely. It's $500 to go to a fair. Are you kidding me?
Right. You can walk into that place for free.
The face right here says $1. It's just like,
Okay.
yeah, they're the most famous people in the world. So they got him boxing with FaZe Temper. I don't know if FaZe actually exists anymore. I'm pretty sure it like dissolved because it went bankrupt or something like that. But if you want to be part of FaZe, you just like pick some random word like FaZe rug, FaZe carpet, FaZe table, FaZe can, and you can make it. And you too could be in a crowd, a sold-out crowd of maybe 100 people here in the first round. Don't know how many. I'm assuming 2-minute rounds. They're into it.
I'm just trying to knock him out. We got a hook. You gotta throw the jab.
What's the next change? How do you feel already, dude?
It'll be a long night for one guy.
You would think that, but this is only a minute-long clip. Oh. Well, the broom's over here on the right. He's just cheesing. He's so happy right now.
Yeah, he's laughing about it.
Yeah, he keeps sitting on that hook. See, there it is again. This could be a fight.
That's right. As a content creator, you too could need to have a brain scan afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
Because not only did he get knocked down, well, he's in a different dimension right now.
Yeah. Man, that man is. He's seeing sounds.
See, there it is again. This could be a fight.
Oh, my broom does look like a. Was right hand? What was he? Southpaw?
Yeah, he is southpaw.
Just straight out, and old FaZe Temper just kind of ran into it.
Yeah! That's pretty crazy. I don't know. My man didn't have his hand up, nothing.
Apparently, from the comments down here, they treated that as a knockdown.
Just a knockdown? Don't tell me they allowed this man to get back up and continue this.
Maybe it's just the title. Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Gets knocked down.
Yeah, that's knocked out.
Maybe that's what it means by that.
Yeah. Just one look at that man's eyes at all, and you wave that off and.
There's no. A crowd, a sold-out crowd of maybe 100 people here in the first round. I don't know how many. I'm assuming 2-minute rounds. They're into it.
I'm just trying to knock him out. We got a hook. You gotta throw the jab. And just try to keep the distance.
What's the next change? How do you feel already, dude?
It'll be a long night for one guy.
You would think that, but this is only a minute-long clip. Oh. Well, the broom's over here on the right. He's just cheesing. He's so happy right now.
Yeah, he's laughing about it.
Yeah, he keeps sitting on that hook. See, there it is again. This could be a fight.
you too could go need to have a brain scan afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
Because not only you get knocked down, he's in a different dimension right now.
Yeah. Man, that man is. He's seeing sounds.
See, there it is again. This would be like,
Oh, I'm gonna bring this like a. What's right hand? Is it what is it? Southpaw?
Yeah, that's something.
Just straight out, and little face temper just kind of ran into it.
Yeah! That's pretty crazy. I don't know. That's my man didn't have his hand up, nothing.
Apparently, from the comments down here, they treated that as a knockdown.
Just a knockdown? Don't tell me they allowed this man to get back up and continue this.
Maybe it's just the title. Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
He gets knocked down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's knocked out.
Maybe that's what it means by that.
Yeah. Just one look at that man's eyes at all, and that's a you wave that off and man.
So the point of this video is there's another clip coming up that I think you're going to enjoy a lot. But Dane really enjoys boxing, and we both used to partake in the boxing back in the day, and I always like to imagine that like years ago in our prime, we could have really gotten out of these boys. The biggest thing is like whenever someone signs up for this, they never like have any defense like, at all. There's never any defense, which is like not only dangerous but just like irresponsible as far as like whoever's teaching these guys. I feel like they get the call like, hey, do you want to be part of the boxing match or whatever on this day? It's 3 months from now. They go get like whatever local trainer they can find, and they just run through like
How to hit?
yeah, how to punch. Like they go through like the mitt work and stuff like that. And that's about it.
Yeah. And then get in shape.
Yeah, then they go out there and they throw some punches and they got their hands down and they get punched in the face and their mouth is probably open because you know they probably keep the tongue punch down their mouthpiece and then they crumple. I almost have a seizure like that dude did. Yeah. Now all for what? All for what?
Because they're not making. You know there's no way they're making like what actual prize fighters make. You know what I mean? Like with this, that looks so low budget. That dude might have got like $50 and some follows. You know?
It's like amateur boxing, but like, you know, in actual amateur boxing, you even got headgear and something like that because they understand that you're not professional and you don't know how to do anything.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Sadly, I think, I don't know. I don't know if this, I think they do pay them. And if they do, then this is considered professional. And that's yikes.
You know, actually, legally, you're probably right. Yeah. That'd be the professional boxing. Just from
oh, it's amateurs.
Just from being more knowledgeable, like getting into fights and stuff like that, you know, sparring and all that, is that people naturally like tense up and they don't move, right? You know, and so it's like two people just teeing off on each other essentially. I mean, you know, there's like the I've never been in a fight before head movement. You might lean back one time because the guy's not checking his reach and he's like not going to hit you anyway. But then ducking in to someone's dominant hand and then get your whole face blown off.
Yeah, yeah. Is that your power hand? Let me. Oh no!
Is this the hand you have to turn your entire body and just like in my whole life? What you got in there?
Should have tried some jabs first. You know?
Like we're having this conversation, but for the people at home, like I said, me and Dane, or Dane more than me, have fought and have experience. And it's like everyone thinks they can fight until you like get coached. You can't take a hit and like keep your composure and keep your
composure is huge. You know, when you see people like this,
hey,
they're gonna be tired in literally 45 seconds. You know, they're gonna be gassed, especially if they're like tense while they're trying to punch. I mean, it's all about fluid motion, you know, and being calm.
With these boxing things, like they've had several, I feel like that's what they want.
How you doing?
They want the clips, they want the attention. They're not worried about like, people's safety, they don't care.
Oh, heck no.
I mean, it's like, if you can get punched like FaZe Temper just did, and about seize up, you know, like dude looked like he was 5 pounds of weight getting hit to having like a full-blown seizure, you know. The dude was just like,
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
doing?
Baseball, basketball, tennis. You can't play boxing. You know, when you get in there, you can get hurt real bad.
Oh, we got an island boy!
No
We got an island boy! We got an island boy fighting with old Jeremy Smith. And this is Kodiak Red. Which one was that? I don't remember which one was which. I don't know. No, God, which one is which? Which one's... One of them is worse than the other one somehow.
Right. One got all doped out and stuff, right? Like,
So I don't know if this is the one that went and started a family or the one that's all drugged out. But...
what is that? With the complete open stance, like.
How you like the commentary? Why'd they break it up? Because dude put him in a headlock?
Yeah. What do you mean why'd they break it up? Who are those idiots doing the commentary too? No way. No.
Dude's like, his head's getting like knocked to the ropes. Oh, God.
My man's over here grabbing his head instead of just trying to grab his arms or protect his head. I don't know anything. He's just like holding on to this man. Just,
He's like, stop. Punches him anyway. Wow. Oh, my God. I didn't realize how tiny these dudes were. Like, not the obvious little person. I mean,
yeah.
Like the island boy. This guy's like 5'2" and weighs like 80 pounds.
right. Dude, and he was talking up sideways to those women on the dating show. They would have laid him out, bro. Like.
You have nothing to say? What?
Okay, do you have a fake chain or something?
You have fake chains, so what's the problem with me having a fake chain?
I don't have any chains on.
You're supposed to be asking my name and introducing yourself.
Bro, what are you talking about? I have fake chains?
Well, you're asking about my chain. Like, are you introducing yourself? What's your name?
Okay, yes, my name is Fly.
Why you kissed your brother?
I most definitely just...
I don't think she came here to actually want to date him. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm glad she came.
Look out.
I can't believe they talk sideways to anybody.
It's not a good joke, but if there's ever like a domestic abuse like allegations come out against this man, I might have to doubt it.
Yeah. Doing not jokes.
The ref's gonna like bend down, like look.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys. All right, come on, go get him.
What is that? What is that? He just keep his.
Oh, he forearmed me. Oh, throw myself against the ropes. What a takedown! Kick him! Kick him!
Wow. He's looking at the ref like, bro, stop it, please.
Love the commentary too. They're like, oh, there's like literally nothing happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, he's so begging the ref with his eyes. Like, please save me, sir.
We're on round one, the 3-minute round, so they're like a minute and a half into the first round. He's like,
and he hasn't even thrown a punch.
no, he's thrown 2.5. They add up, you know.
Oh, well, the one after the breakup, yeah, and then that one.
With a running bulldog. My other favorite part about his defense is he like covers his head and like lowers himself down so that you can actually like
here hit me,
here uppercut me some, you know.
Listen, Jeremy Smith, deadlift 700 pounds. He's strong.
I mean, Jeremy Smith is swole, man. The guy's like,
what did they say? He benches 700 pounds.
What?
He's strong. He is the strongest.
You see that 1-2? Is that 1-2, Dane?
How's the road here today? I hope it's doing well.
Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, man. Man. He was like, all right, definitely don't full extend this chair. And then swat at him? That's not a hook. That's not a straight. That's a.
He learned directly from his master, his cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Embarrassing themselves like this every chance they can.
Viral, bro. It's worth.
Somehow kissing his brother was somehow on a higher level than this. I don't know.
Right.
The dude's knees. They're like. I was like, this part of his leg is. Maybe just so short. Maybe it's because it's just his bone. It looks
Oh, yeah, maybe.
like he's got the long shorts on, and that little knee still sticking out. But that bone, I don't know. Everything. I'm getting like some weird uncanny valley thing looking at it. It doesn't look like a human being to me. It's getting like weirder and weirder as it goes. No, Jerry Smith and Hill. They couldn't quite see it because the ref was in the way, but I think he hooked him up with one.
I think he did.
Like whole body weight, overhand swings. Cody had great hit him with the old patented Princess Peach that butt.
Yeah. No way.
He's trying to get away. He's trying to escape.
No way.
He says he's done.
He's been done.
I'm done.
That lasted a whole 2 minutes and 1 second longer than it needed to. That man was done from the gate.
Oh, this is okay. That's the title I'm talking about. This one's he got knocked out. Right.
Okay. He got knocked out and the other dude got knocked down. Okay. Yikes.
Dang, back to kissing his brother to pay the bills. Now his box career is over with. Wait, the 15 headlocks when he gets the rules? I think what we just saw was literally what they needed. The dude's fighting for his life out there.
Yeah, literally. That's crazy. Which brings me back to my next point. We need Cinnamon Toast Can versus Big Egg!
It couldn't be me. Because you know what would happen? That lightning strike in the same place twice kind of thing. He would somehow catch me on the chin.
Give me through the ropes, and I'm just like, what is this?
Again, I'm hit him with like 80 punches. I can't stop him. His machine locking his forehead, his chin. My fists are broken. I'd kill Big Ed. God, he might actually die in the ring.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the right height where you can really get that ooh. Then, if one good uppercut, I'd probably like.
Give him a chin?
We made this show before. Walk up something robots. Well, there it is. I feel like even now as an old man, if I got in the ring with some of these guys, I probably wouldn't even have to do anything. I could just like keep my fists up, or keep a guard up, and just like walk at them and watch them die.
Yeah, literally. Island
That
boy.
brother's doing well.
I've thrown at least 10 punches. What is this?
Yeah.
Why am I so tired? Dead. Punches and punches.
I'm tired, sir.
Cinnamon Toast Can has the most important match in content creator history, where he just like knocked his opponent out by not even throwing a punch.
All I did was wait for them to throw and step back, and they knocked themselves out.
No, you gotta let them hit in your guard so that way they feel like they get something done. So that way they hit harder. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting him. Yeah. Oh. Actually, it'd be like 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
They probably
That's a
die.
long time.
They probably die.
That's a long time when you get in there and you're gassed. Well, at the start of round 2, they're all looking at the ref.
Like, you gotta go back out. It'd be like a legitimate like strategy. Just go in there and just have defense and just not do anything. Let them just tire themselves out.
Yeah. And then just smile at them. Like, it's time. Actually, just that's how you get the crowd hype. That's how you make it the non-boring fight in history. You just get the you just like, it's time. Here we go.
He's got noodle arms.
He can't breathe. Watch this.
Yeah. I just wanted to show Dane that so he could enjoy it because I love boxing, but it's like a